I'm so sad now. Please help me.
Is that how we're gonna start?
So sad now.
Is this the beginning of the finale?
Please help me.
Wow,
Cut that out.
I'm leaving that in now.
No, please.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the finale of MCU and Me. It's been a journey over the last month or two. However long we've been recording this. 10 years if you count the movies.
Yeah.
But
11.
this podcast, the most important part of the MCU. It's been about a month and a half.
Behind the scenes.
So, what are we doing here? We're talking about Endgame.
It's finally out.
The movie that was the whole point of this podcast. You've probably already seen it. It's already made $1 billion in its first weekend.
Literally first weekend.
First weekend, it's about to pass Iron Man's total gross. Iron Man 3's. It's already 18th out of the top movies of all time, and I think it has a chance at 1.
Yeah, I told you, bro. I'm telling you. I'm placing my bets now. It's gonna top Avatar.
I think it can. I mean, in theory, I think it can.
No, it will.
But like,
I'll bet you my whole paycheck. You heard it here, folks. My whole paycheck.
I mean, I already agree with you. I think it'll get number 1 anyway. I already made a tweet about it.
He's capping.
I already made a tweet about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's capping.
Anyway, it's a good movie. Can we talk about the actual movie? The movie's great. Spoilers going in, because I don't think realistically there's any way to talk about this movie.
Yeah, there's not.
Without talking about spoilers. Anything. I don't know how people do spoiler free on this. Where do we start? This movie's fucking good.
It's everything I could have ever wanted. I love it. I love it.
It's not as good as Infinity War.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm very serious. I'm gonna start with that. I'm gonna start with that take right off the bat.
No, I could see that.
It's a great movie.
I think they complement each other. I think
they felt like very different movies.
They did. Okay, but I'll say this. Despite Endgame being longer, it actually felt shorter to me.
It has really distinct acts. I will say one of the things that
Okay, also keep in mind, I've only seen it once. How many times have you seen it?
I've only seen it once so far.
Okay.
I'm gonna see it again probably within the next week or two.
So that this might change, but as of right now, I think it's on par with Infinity War for me personally. They're both very different too. That's the thing. Like, they're not. Well, one is very I don't know. Infinity
War has actually good pacing. Hot take.
Wow, are you serious?
I think Endgame's pacing's a little off.
Wow.
In places. I think because Marvel movies for me tend to have better pacing the second time around. Like Doctor Strange, for example, I thought was a pretty long movie, but the second time I watched it, it all went by pretty quick.
Yeah.
So it's fairly easy to say that could change. However, there's some parts of this movie that just feel like longer than others, and it's when you're in there for 3 hours, you lose track of all sense of time. Sure. So while it's in theaters, you have no idea. So I've heard like people describe the 3 acts as, there's the depression phase, there's the time travel phase, and then there's the battle.
Yeah.
But they don't feel the same length from my memory.
Okay. Actually, that's a good way to start talking about it. So the first act, the depression act.
The depression.
What'd you think?
Did you think they were gonna... I thought they were gonna fail in the beginning, which in a sense they kind of do.
Yeah, well,
2019 Thanos wins.
Well, yeah.
Ultimately.
Yeah, he does.
So they didn't
when you think about it, yeah, he won. Like, there's at the end of it, there's no... Like, that man was just chilling at that point.
Yeah.
And they come after him, and they straight up, first, like right off the bat, they cut his hand off, which does... make you think, Thor, you really should have probably done that. Like, not even gone for the head, just like cut off his hand at least.
That's why.
So yeah, that's a valid reason. I mean, like, I just thought that was I thought that was great because it shows for the first time in a lot of superhero movies. Usually, the heroes always win, and so this also shows the aftermath of all that. Because I remember thinking, oh shit, they're already going into space. Like, this is pretty quick.
Yeah,
and because actually,
I kind of in a sense called that there was going to be an act at the beginning where they fail essentially. I didn't think it would be like this per se. Like, I didn't think they were going to kill Thanos right off the bat. I thought Thanos was going to, like, wipe everybody.
Yeah.
And then they have to time travel. So they did subvert me in a sense of, like, how they did it.
Yeah.
And yeah, they murk Thanos a pretty violent way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really interesting seeing the Avengers like get together and then
behead someone too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yes, that, but like it's just like you get to see Captain Marvel like immediately attack Thanos, and he doesn't really get hurt, but he is kind of crippled in a sense after destroying the stones.
Because I remember thinking like, oh damn, I don't remember seeing him this fucked up. You know, at the end of Infinity War.
And you find out it was just because he destroyed the stones, which is something that nobody had guessed before.
Yeah, which makes sense, honestly. I like whenever he said that, I was like, that makes total sense.
What his character is, yeah.
And also, I thought you know that's a pretty cool like noble, I guess aspect of his character. The fact that you know even Nebula says like he can't lie.
Yeah,
like she says like like
which is interesting because that means the Infinity Stones are just gone. By the end of the movie, they're out of the universe, in the timeline. So moving forward, they don't have that MacGuffin anymore.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about.
I mean,
they've been around all these years, and then just boom.
They'll find something else. You got the Infinity Scones.
They have to find Infinity Gems. That's what they'll call them.
Isn't that what they're called?
Yeah,
they have different names all the time.
But yeah, I thought I remember actually the pacing for that first act, I thought it actually went really quickly. Because I thought we were going to spend some time with Tony in space and stuff, but I think even within the first 15 minutes, like he gets found.
It's within like the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, he gets found, and then, she takes the whole ship,
I wish they had included the scene from the end of Captain Marvel. Because in the theatrical cut, they don't show the Captain Marvel scene where she actually meets the Avengers.
Oh yeah, I think I'm pretty positive.
And then theoretically after that's when she goes to save Tony. Is after coming and meeting them, and they're like, "Hey, yeah, Tony's up in space," and she goes to save him after that. And that's why she knows where to go back to.
You know what that makes sense.
Yeah, that's why I interpret it. I'm almost certain that's how it goes.
No, actually,
they should have put that scene in the movie. That scene is like a minute added tops.
Actually, yeah, you're right.
But I feel like it would have cut out the surprise of, Captain Marvel's going to find him and save him.
No, because I just assumed that was probably just shot for the film. Well, not for the film, but that was just shot for...
It was...
Like as a...
I think reportedly it was shot before Captain Marvel was shot.
Okay.
So...
No, well, this was her first time playing Captain Marvel. Like, technically. That's what she said, at least. And then the filming for the regular movie came after.
The regular movie? Do you think she's better in this movie than her own movie?
Yeah.
Just a wee bit.
Yeah.
She has like 3. Okay, we're in spoilers. Captain Marvel only shows up for like 3 scenes.
Yeah, she's really not in it much.
She shows up at the beginning to save him. She shows up on the comms and then shows up at the very end.
Yeah.
The only part where she has any charisma or like I liked was when she interacts with Spider-Man for the first time.
Yeah, that was.
And then after that, it's really cool.
Yeah, it was cute.
But before, the second person described it as cute.
Yeah, no, it was.
Because it's like Peter Parker's gag of like... Because like he got his ass kicked. You see Spider-Man just like... These fucking 2 black eyes. His hair's all fucked up.
For real.
He had to turn an instant kill, which is like a callback that I wasn't expecting to see in this. But yeah, she was just pretty... I could see the same kind of problems that people already complained about where she's kind of wooden acting and stuff. I think she did fine. Like, I think that's just her character and... I think people aren't used to it. I think
actually, you know what? Honestly, I'm gonna just say it now. I think it's just probably just a mix of both her and the writing.
Yeah,
I think because I don't know. I think if she was given better writing, she would be.
Her appearance at the end is pretty cool.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
I wish there had been a line like.
But that's mainly.
Why was she up there the whole time and just had to call back to that? They should have done that. But they did a pretty good job of explaining why she wasn't there the whole time. Yeah, no, I
especially when she said, "Not all planets have you guys."
Yeah,
I was like, okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, still, you'd think she'd drop by.
She does. Eventually, she just
during the first Avengers, far away.
But how'd she know about the battle going on? Well, the Avengers didn't call her, so who did? And if it was Doctor Strange, then why didn't they just?
Wait, what do you mean the first battle? What are you talking about?
Or the last battle? Like at the end,
like
Infinity
where she War?
No, in like the big battle at the end where Thanos' ship is there. She shows up after a while, but it's like
right.
I'm just saying, like, who called her?
Oh no, actually, yeah, I was thinking that, but I just figured I don't know.
Well, it's fine.
It's fine. Yeah. She probably just like, oh, something's going on. Like,
but it's like, why didn't she get portaled?
Like maybe she was late. I don't know.
Yeah, she was late, and that was the only way that they could have pulled her off, because otherwise that would have been over. Like
maybe she
way
had
too quick.
Maybe she had a date. You never know.
Stop.
What?
Stop.
Okay, I see what you're trying to do. You know what? Okay, but yeah, I remember thinking the pacing was a little fast in the beginning, but I mean, like in all, I was fine with it. You know, I just remember thinking
first scene going to the beginning, fucking depressing immediately.
Oh,
Hawkeye,
yeah.
Hawkeye, and his
Dude,
family.
so
it's shot so well, and Jeremy Renner gives a pretty good performance in this movie.
Yeah, did I told you my theater experience, right?
Your theater?
Did I?
About
like
some guy being a dickhead?
No, when the movie started, they first of all the lights were still on, and there was no sound.
Yikes!
So as soon as like the first shot with Hawkeye, you know, like we couldn't hear anything, and he was talking to his daughter, and everybody in the theater was like, "Hey, what the fuck? You know, turn the fucking sound on." So then they paused it. And everybody's like, thank you. We thought they were going to rewind it, but no, they just kept continuing it, and they turned on the sound, but the lights were still on. And we were like, are you fucking kidding me? So then they got everything right as soon as like he turns around and he sees them all get like,
hey, maybe it just,
which was, that was
just consider it, you know, that's what happened. It was just super silent for,
can you imagine that? You just chilling. Cause I assume he didn't know what was going on.
No, cause he was under house arrest.
He was?
Yeah. That's why he has the ankle monitor.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't. Oh,
dude.
Okay. It was late. All right.
It's literally a line in the first movie that him and Scott had.
Yeah, in the. Oh, okay. Right.
Gosh, you didn't watch Ant-Man and the Wasp, the most important movie?
Okay. All right. But yeah, so that was good. And
whenever it cuts to the Marvel logo, they start playing the licensed song a little too early for me, for my taste.
Yeah,
when it's trying to be super depressing and there's like no music, and then it's just suddenly like, oh, it's kind of depressing song, but a little too upbeat for the fact that he's watched his family die.
Oh no! They start playing they start playing some song, like some, I guess, country song.
I don't remember what it was, but it's like this is give it till the end of the title.
Well, I don't know. I didn't feel. I mean, it was jarring, but not so much in the sense that it was like upbeat for me, because it sounded depressing to me. But
I know it was like a depressing song, but it was like it didn't match the tone.
Yeah, well, not only that, but I don't think we've ever heard something like that in a Marvel movie, like a song like that.
A song?
Okay, yeah, a song, but I'm saying like that kind of tone.
I don't remember what song it was, to be honest, so it's hard to say.
And neither do I. But it was kind of like country depression.
It felt out of place after the Hawkeye scene.
Okay,
because it was trying to lead into like the next scene, I guess, but it's just like.
Yeah, with Tony and Nebula.
Yeah. And that was cool.
Yeah, so that went by super quick.
It was
but you got the gist of it.
There's only so much you can do.
Yeah, you know, also you got the gist of it. You know, he's like, hey, it's been 22 days. We're about to run out of oxygen. And then, yeah, that's when she shows up. So, I mean, yeah, that was cool. You know, then I just thinking like, wow, they're going up into space. Like, they're doing all this super quickly.
Yeah.
And then I saw them immediately fail, and I was just like, God damn. And then
how'd you feel when the 5 years later thing came up?
That's why I was like, holy shit.
I was just like, oh, they're doing that.
Yeah, okay, because, you know, I had rumored that the film was going to starting it like...
Which kind of it does.
Yeah, I guess in a way, you know, with 5 years later. So, which I thought, well, that fixes the whole... Not that it fixes it, because a big complaint about people is that the ending of Infinity War has no stakes if we know they're all coming back.
Yeah.
But if you add a time frame like that, like 5 years, they still had to live with that loss.
Yeah. You
know, for a long time.
And the 5 years does lead to some interesting implications down the line in Marvel.
So
half the universe is 5 years older than the other half.
Yeah, I guess so, right?
No, that is how that works.
I don't know, because I think maybe they said it felt like, did they ever explicitly mention how
Spider-Man says he blacked out.
Yeah.
And then Doctor Strange said, hey, we got to go. And then they immediately go into the battle. So they immediately flickered back in. But for everyone else, it's been 5 years. Everyone else has aged 5 years. And then everybody else who's back is back immediately, just like they were.
I wonder if they're going to acknowledge that at all.
Maybe in Spider-Man.
They might not.
Him and his friend are the same age, so he also got snapped. Presumably. I think they had an interview where they probably confirmed everyone who died.
Wait, who, Ned?
Yeah, Ned.
Ned? No, because Ned looks at him confused at the end.
No, they're just happy to see each other.
No,
because they're seeing like, we can still be in high school together, and it's not weird. Yes.
I don't know. Okay, I don't know. We might disagree on that one.
Shut up.
Okay.
I'm sorry you don't know how time travel works, okay?
Okay, look. I've seen Back to the Future. Okay.
So did the characters in this movie. They make a lot of references to time travel movies.
Technically, the fucking hero of the movie was a rat.
Yeah,
had it not been for
I thought about that.
Had it not been for that fucking rat, the world would still be in jeopardy.
It did take 5 years for it to happen.
Which, hey, okay, look, because I remember thinking, like, really? A rat is going to be? But then, 5 years, like, okay, that's more plausible that it'd be, like, a more random occurrence. Yeah. Like, it wouldn't be as, like, coincidental if it happened, like, immediately
after Endgame.
Yeah,
or immediately after Infinity War. So you kind of need that time. Characters grow up.
New controversy. Anthony Russo.
Yeah.
First openly gay character in the MCU. A lot of people are ragging about that because they're saying they made such a big deal out of it, but they did the bare minimum.
No, what typically happens during press junkets is people will be like, is there a gay character in this movie or something like that? And I'm like, yeah, there is. And then people will be like, Marvel has their first openly gay character. And it's like, it's just a little cameo from the director.
Yeah.
Is he gay?
I don't know. That's what I was like. I was thinking, but I don't think so. I don't think he is.
It's just a cameo either way. Like, it doesn't matter.
I mean, look, I could see this. Like, if he's not gay, which I don't think he is, like, I could see how they would be a little offended that they wouldn't choose, like, an actual gay person. Mm-hmm. A lot of people saying they did the bare minimum.
Yeah, I kind
of get that.
But that's not... They didn't.
No, I know that's not
the reason you're going to see the movie is not because there is a gay
No. Yeah. Well, I'm saying in terms of like if they did in fact actually promote it that way, because I haven't looked into it enough.
No, I highly doubt that they did, because if they want to do a gay character, which I think they've said they will.
Yeah, they are.
I think in the Inhumans movie or
Eternals,
they're supposed to be like an openly gay lead.
Yeah, the lead. So
that's the movie that's
Yeah, but I don't know.
They're going to promote like that. You know what I mean? This is probably more so just like news outlets being like blowing stuff out of proportion. I think that happened with Star Wars as well. Because I think Childish Gambino, he said like, Lando's like, Lando's like pansexual.
Pansexual, yeah.
And then people just ran with it. But it's just like, he's not the writer of the movie.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
It never comes up in the movie, and people get shocked when it's not in the movie.
He get implicated that he was having a thing with the robot.
Yeah, he fucked a robot, but like, that's...
he fucked the robot, but look, man. Hey, who hasn't? Am I right? Am I right, fellas? Ooh.
Iron Man probably has.
Anyways, stop. Don't say that. Rest in peace.
So we should just go down the line, I guess, of characters, and that's probably the best way to go through the movie.
Well, actually, okay. Acting wise, I thought
everyone did a great job.
I did. Scarlett Johansson.
I thought she did great.
Yeah, she did really.
Some people have complained about her performance. I thought it was great. Yeah,
I've seen everybody say nothing but good things. Like actually saying for the first time, like she was really good.
I can understand why you may not have as much impact, because she's always been a pretty small part of the movie.
Yeah.
If they wanted her character death to have more momentum or like feels behind it, she should have been a bigger part of Infinity War. I get that's kind of hard to do when she's just a human character.
Yeah, exactly.
She does what she can.
Which in a way, she did the most.
I think she was pretty good in Civil War too. I mean, overall, I mean, like not saying she's been a bad actress. Her stuff was really basic in Iron Man 2.
It's kind of weird because like there's a lot of key parts, and like if certain characters hadn't done certain things, like because if it wasn't for her, they wouldn't have all been saved.
What?
Because she had to die to get in order for the souls.
Oh yeah, that happened.
Yeah. So
also, what would they have done if Clint and Natasha hadn't been the ones to go to Vormir?
Oh, what do you mean?
Like, what if Rhodey and Nebula had been the ones to go instead?
Well, then, I mean, honestly, in the grand scheme of things,
it's a little convenient.
It was it was still kind of stupid that
I was like, okay, you're making the characters who are totally human, have never flown a spaceship, you're making them fly to it.
Yeah,
I thought Nebula was going to be the one to go.
Yeah, well, I mean, one of them had to,
there had to be a sacrifice.
Yeah,
and I thought the sequence of them trying to kill themselves was kind of cool.
Well, what I'm saying is like, you're saying?
I'm saying it's convenient that they were the ones that were going.
Well, but either way, like Rhodey and Nebula went to another space planet,
but they were already on it. They landed on that planet.
Oh, and then they left for...
And they sent the humans off to go do that one. Whereas the one on Morag, the one with Peter Quill on it, they just had to grab it and go.
Yeah, and that ended up kind of too, because of Nebula.
Yeah, that 2014 Thanos is a different character. Let's just get that out of the way. 2019 Thanos has a very small part in this movie, and he still feels like the same character. 2014 Thanos does not feel like the same character.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Okay. Well, and like in a worse way or a better way?
Pretty much in a worse way.
Okay. How come?
Hashtag not my Thanos.
Oh, okay. Oh, hell no. Okay.
He doesn't act like regular. He doesn't act like the Thanos, which I think they were going for in a sense, because he's not supposed to be the same exact Thanos.
I mean, I don't know.
He's a younger.
He feels kind of the same to me, at least.
Nah.
What's different?
He acts differently. He has a fucking sword for no reason.
Hey, that sword is badass.
I'm not saying it's not. It is a little dumb when he twirls it around and he stops fucking like lightning blasts and shit. It's a little too it's a little too goofy in my space superhero movie.
Nah. You tripping.
But overall he seems a lot more basic. The one thing that he said that was good and felt like old Thanos was like, you know, you guys taught me something. Now I'm just gonna fucking start from scratch. Because now I know that nobody moves on. And you resent it, and he's like, I'm gonna make sure that everyone's fucking grateful.
He should have,
which gives a lot more stakes to. Oh yeah, don't give him the fucking gauntlet.
Yeah. No, but I don't know. I still enjoyed him. I enjoyed him a lot.
Having 2014 Thanos be the Thanos for the movie, and the villain in general, because this movie didn't necessarily need a villain, but I understand why they needed Thanos and his spaceship. So they could have the Avengers assemble moment.
Yeah.
However, he's just not as good.
Oh, okay.
And also, it complicates the timeline in so many goddamn ways.
Here's the thing, though.
When I was totally on board, but like as soon as 2014 Thanos, everything about him just like, oh, okay. Well, that's the only part about the time travel that confused me, I guess.
Look, I still have to work through it. Here's the thing. Infinity War was pretty much Thanos' movie.
Yes.
So you focused a lot more on him. This movie was much more about the Avengers.
Yes.
So
you needed a more basic Thanos.
Well, I wouldn't say more basic, because I mean look, I'm going to be honest with you. I think that's something that might change with you with your second
Thanos
viewing.
With all the character development is dead.
Well,
it's true.
Okay.
Also, the Gamora with all the character development is also dead.
Yeah.
And also, Peter Quill is like now 8 years older than her. Because she's 2014 Gamora.
Bro, what the fuck? Holy shit. You're right.
Bro, time travel and also the 5-year time skip brings a lot of interesting things into play with this.
Yeah.
Gamora is probably the weirdest situation. I thought it was an interesting way of bringing her back. But it's also like, in the back of your head, like, that's not the Gamora. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a Gamora.
But why is Gamora?
Oh, okay, all right.
But it's just like, oh, that's not our Gamora. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, that's true.
Hashtag not my Gamora.
Okay, god damn.
Hashtag not my Nebula. I like the Nebula from 2014 because she acts like the Nebula from 2014 because she's just a super basic villain.
Okay, you know what? The only thing I did find that was a little jarring was Gamora's sudden turn.
No, because Gamora was always a good person.
Well, but she was so down with it in the beginning.
No.
In 2014, when they first get to 2014,
she's trying to steal the thing, but like she turns on Thanos like during the course of Guardians of the Galaxy. So she's a good person at heart. So it makes sense why her sister, who's like all of a sudden like nice with her and like understands, is like, oh, I do become good. So she doesn't need that push. That wasn't weird for me. The time travel. It's
okay. Well, let's talk about the whole time travels, like, you know.
So they have to go back 3 different missions.
Yeah.
3 different times.
Yeah.
Which in itself is an interesting concept. Thor's a wasted part of this movie.
He's what?
He's a wasted part of this movie, and I think he could have had better like a character moment.
So you didn't like him with
Fat Thor
with Frigga? Is that her name? Frigga?
I thought that part was good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I wish after that happened.
Okay, so let's talk after the 5 years. Like, you know,
okay, let's talk about the characters and then the time travel, I guess.
Okay.
Thor, I really don't like what they did. I understand that they had to both nerf him and also knock him down a peg so that he's not as vital a part of the movie because it has to be Steve and Tony's movie.
Sure.
However,
okay,
Fat Thor, I can kind of see why they did it. But they kind of knock the character down so many fucking stairs, but they don't let him climb back up.
I don't even think they really like. They knocked him down as far as looks.
They made him a one-dimensional character, though.
Which is what? Just
sad and drinking.
Well, because that's what else do you do?
Yes, but once he meets his mom, he gets the hammer. Which in itself is kind of funny if you think about it, because that means Thor just suddenly lost his hammer in 2013 right before a major battle.
Yeah, well,
they fuck up the timeline in every single mission.
Yeah,
but in the way that their time travel works, if they go and bring it back, and theoretically before, which is also when they're getting the stone, they have to put the stone back before they steal it somehow to stop them from changing the timeline.
Yeah,
that's why they don't show it.
I figured. But I don't know.
What was I saying? Okay,
well, because after that is when the final battle happens.
I think that Thor's moment could have been like, "Hey, Rocket, go back. I'll be back in a minute." And then Rocket goes back, and then he spends a few years just training.
Then how does he get back? They had a window of time that they needed to get back from. Yeah, they did.
No.
Watch it again.
No.
I swear. No. Yes, they had a certain amount of time. That's why Rocket was also like, "Hey man, let's go."
No, because they was getting chased by the guards.
No, but also everybody came back at the same time. They had
because it's time travel. They're gonna come back to the same point in time no matter what. They can spend as much time as they want.
I don't know if that was established.
That was definitely established.
Okay, we'll watch it again.
Well, then why, whenever Tony and Steve go back in time, does it not affect when they come back? It's time travel. They come back to the same point no matter what.
I could have sworn they said something about...
That's why Nebula... Okay, take for example, War Machine and Nebula leave at different times. They arrive at the same time. It's time travel. They're always meant to come... The GPS takes them back to when they come back. But they can leave whenever. That's what the whole GPS thing is for. And that's why they can go wherever they want.
I don't know. I don't know if that...
It's a little OP. Because they can basically just pick the year they want to go to.
Yeah, I don't know if that whole Thor, like, staying and just working out just for that would have been, like...
Or at least, when he gets the hammer, make him buff again. Okay, I don't care. Do something.
Why is it so bad that he's fat?
It's just like so out of character. Like you don't see a visual improvement. Just like, I stole the fucking hammer. Let's go back. It's just like it's played up as a goof.
Well, I don't know.
It's played as a gag, and he's played as a gag a lot.
Whenever he gets the hammer, no, he's just like, I still got it. Like I'm still worthy.
Yeah,
that's what he said.
I like that moment. But it's just like,
and then when he gets,
I feel like he's always played as a gag in this movie.
And then the final battle, like he's straight badass, man. Like I thought he was at least. Like, I thought it was equivalent to, you know.
It was kind of funny seeing the Fat Thor armor.
Yeah, I mean it was,
but also his beard gets like tied up.
Yeah, but here's the thing, because it's like, look, this is the way I see it. I mean, the only complaint I do have really is that you're right. He's played for a joke a little too much, a lot.
The only serious moment he has is with his mom. That's about it.
Yeah, and like, look, but as far as like you saying he's one dimensional, well, it's like, hey, he failed. I mean, he finally did it, but in the grand sense, they all failed. So it makes sense that he'd go into some deep depression.
No, and I'm fine with him having like a depression arc.
Yeah, but so you're saying you're saying you would have just preferred for him to like have a final moment of redemption.
Yes, he should have had a better redemption than, hey, I can get the hammer still.
Okay,
because that doesn't read as well on screen.
Okay, sure, no, I agree with that. That's fair. That's valid.
Because I guess thinking about it now, I guess him getting the hammer back proves that he could. But the thing is,
that's the way I took it.
He never had an issue getting Stormbreaker or anything like that. Like there was never a moment where he was shown to be unworthy. He was just kind of slobby. You know what I mean?
Sure. Well,
if there was a moment where he like tried to like grab Stormbreaker and make it come to him, and it didn't work, then that would make sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That could have been... Thor could have used a few extra minutes somewhere of him having redemption.
That's what I took those extra minutes as, redemption for him, because like he has that pep talk with his mom.
But I wish there was something visual, like, okay, he can't get the hammer in the beginning. Or like if suddenly like... It's hard, because I think Stormbreaker is always like a way worse visual than Mjolnir, in my opinion. Because Mjolnir like means so much more in my opinion. Yeah. If you had seen like that just dropped, like he couldn't pick it up anymore or something like that. If there was a moment like that at any point, it would have shown more. But like worthy is always such like a vague thing that they never show him being unworthy. So him being proven worthy doesn't mean much.
Okay. No, I see what you're saying.
At least in my opinion, from my first viewing, I don't know. I wish he had more, considering he's part of the Trinity. He was so great in Infinity War, and then in this movie, he really just kind of gets fucked.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Like, in the grand scheme of things, yeah, he does get pretty much fucked. But I mean, I think still that scene where he's like, where he gets his armor and all that stuff. I still think that was super bad.
I was like, he's just gonna be dual wielding this entire battle. That's interesting. And then,
I mean, it looks kind of weird, but I'm like,
I was like,
but he does some creative things with it. You know, he does some badass shit with it.
You know who else does some creative stuff with the hammer?
Oh my god, you know what?
Anyway, let's talk about Tony.
No, but okay, no, let's go online.
What?
Let's go online. Who's next? Clint?
What? We could talk about Clint a little bit, but him and Natasha, we already kind of talked about. Like,
yeah,
he has this whole character arc. He becomes a murderer, vigilante. It's kind of an interesting take for his character.
They kind of brush over that. They never really.
They don't have the whole sequence.
They don't really ever bring it back.
There's a lot of subtext to it. It's like, oh yeah, we haven't found Clint. I don't know if you want to find him.
Yeah.
So it's Natasha's reactions to it to build a bit more to it.
No, yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I guess that was the best way to bring him in.
I thought he was great too.
Yeah, no, he was a great. The part where they're fighting on Vormir about who's going to kill each other.
That's the thing with that. You think they learned their lesson with like the past movie. Because, like, the one of the main themes of the last movie was that no one wants to sacrifice anything, and that's why they failed.
Yeah.
Because Thanos was willing to sacrifice the one thing he loved, but no one else was.
Yeah, but they were willing to sacrifice each other or themselves.
Yeah, but
so they were willing to sacrifice. It's just they didn't.
Imagine if they had fucking died. If they had both fallen off the cliff,
they would not have. That would have been really fucking funny if they let it happen.
Can you imagine? That's the way they were headed.
No,
because they were so stubborn.
No, she saved him with the grappling.
It was
she knew what she was doing.
It was very real.
I didn't expect that final save. Like, whenever he actually jumps off the edge, I thought I was like, okay, that's gonna be the moment.
Yeah.
And then she stops him. It's kind of it's pretty creative. How did you feel about the fact that they basically just recreated the Vormir part entirely?
Yeah.
Same exact music. Yeah. Same lines.
Yeah. I mean, it went fast enough, a little faster.
Yeah, I guess, but like, I mean, I did like the part where they're like, "He's got to be lying."
Oh, yeah.
Where you think they're gonna do it, and then like, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah. Well, like, also, I don't know, because how else would you have done that? Because I was gonna say, well, just skip over that, but I mean, it's a death scene, Yeah. So
which is the first Avenger death that's permanent in this movie. Did any Avengers die? They weren't snapped. Besides, it was Gamora. Who died in Infinity War besides Gamora? It was Loki and Gamora. That was it.
Yeah.
And Heimdall. He wasn't. Really, they weren't really Avengers, but
yeah.
So she's the first Avenger death, especially out of the original 6.
Yeah.
So
no, yeah. But aside from that, I mean,
I personally don't cry during movies, but I was like, oh, that's.
No, I cry a lot. I didn't cry during that though.
Yeah, I didn't. I understand why people say they don't connect with it as much.
But okay, moving on. Cap or Tony?
Tony, I guess, because I feel like the Steve part's gonna take too long.
Yeah. Okay, so Tony, he has a kid.
He has a kid after the time skip. They show whenever he shows up on Earth, and he's just like,
oh yeah, he's
dehydrated.
Yeah, he's
like anorexic, basically,
and he's mad as fuck.
Yeah.
Although I don't get why he said you weren't there.
Well, he was belligerent. Is the thing.
What do you mean?
Because he hadn't eaten. You didn't see how skinny he was.
Oh yeah.
He hadn't eaten in like 20 days or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But he was. But also, like, he says, like, you weren't there, but it's also, like, you were in space, Tony.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like, what the fuck, man? I remember thinking, because Cap was like, I'm sorry, and he's like, no, it's okay. Hey, we lost. What else can we do? And I was just thinking, like, you could have been there. And I was thinking, like, well, I mean,
I think he was just belligerent, and that's what they were playing. That's why he, like, had to be sedated and sleep and stuff. And then they just fucking go off without him. They go off without Iron Man and kill Thanos.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But anyways, when he's back, he has a kid. I mean, I understand why he didn't want to go. I think it still fits in character that he was just like, look, I'm happy now. I got everything I wanted. You know, because he did. And it is kind of, it brings up a selfish point.
And a lot of people thought, because people knew Tony's daughter was cast in the movie. It was like a totally different actress, though, like way older.
No, that wasn't even confirmed. It was rumored that it was going to be her.
The girl who was cast was like saying something about it.
The girl from 13 Reasons Why.
Yeah, but she wasn't even in the movie.
I don't think she said anything.
She did. I don't know. That show's bad. Don't watch it. Don't support that.
Wow.
Shitty. No. Wow. That show's bad.
I just want to say I'm suicidal and I support 13 Reasons Why.
It's 13 Reasons Why, and it's a really bad representation of mental health. Regardless, she's not in the movie. Thank goodness. He has a daughter that's much younger.
I thought actually she was pretty bad. The daughter.
I mean, she didn't do much. She didn't do much.
Honestly, I thought she was pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't remember her being out.
Especially even at the end too. Like, yeah, I just remember thinking like, wow,
she's just a kid. She's not really a kid. She's not a kid actor. She's just a kid.
Yeah, you can tell.
What?
You can tell.
Cheeseburgers. Love you 3000.
As soon as I saw that he had a kid, I was like, "Oh fuck!"
See, but
I was like, it's not looking good.
The theory was, and something that I kind of thought might come up is with time travel, Tony might have to choose save the universe or save the universe, and his kid doesn't get born, kind of thing.
Okay, yeah, no, but that's still too, that's like too predictable, I think.
And maybe that's why they didn't do
like
it.
An ultimatum that is like, okay, of course it would be that,
because everyone thinks like, oh yeah, I gotta protect what I have. You think he's gonna have to sacrifice stuff, but not himself.
Yeah, no. Whenever he said we're gonna do this, but I have to keep what I already have.
Yeah,
I was like, oh fuck, he's gone. And then he said, I love you 3000. I was like, oh fuck, that's gonna be a thing at the end. I was like, oh, that's the, what do you call it, Chekhov's gun?
Kinda.
I was like, oh fuck. So no, look, I understood why. I thought all of that was in character. He didn't want. He was reluctant at first, but then of course he still tested out just to see if it'll work. And when he finds out,
and you can see his like brain moving constantly because he just keeps looking over at it during his conversation with Pepper.
Yeah, and then
you can tell he still has the Tinker mind because he like as soon as he figures it out.
Yeah, and Pepper's
like can't drop it.
And even Pepper's like, hey, like you'll never rest until we've done something, because even though we're happy, everyone else lost everything. Yeah. And I mean, it's the end of a really beautiful arc. He went from a selfish billionaire guy to the guy that ended up kind of saving everybody. Yeah. So I thought, like, in him dying, I mean, look, man, it was just because I've seen a lot of people have issues with that too, but it's the end of his arc. He wanted to sacrifice himself. He knew that he knew it was what he had to do. Yeah, and so I mean, hey, it was just necessary.
Doctor Strange gave him the one. It's one way. It's 1 out of 14 million. That's what had to happen.
That's probably whenever he asked, he was like, and the real reason was probably like, oh, I don't want to tell you, bro, you're gonna die. But he was just like,
it's also like it could cause him to hesitate if he actually had to do it, because you see him like stop for a second and then immediately go for the stones. I've seen a lot of people complain. He uses an Iron Man glove to snap.
Me too. Well,
he also fucking died. He died fucking doing it.
Okay, no, well, I saw a lot of people complaining that it was unrealistic that the stones could like wouldn't melt through an Iron Man.
His suit was destroyed when he did it.
Well, no. When he first put them on, like
it could burned even like the Hulk did.
No, I'm saying that the stone, like an Iron Man glove could even like work as a gauntlet.
See, but the thing is, what I'm saying? Because the gauntlet's purpose is to hold it and be able to use them efficiently.
Right, and that's why
he's doing it once and then dying because of it.
No. Because they make so Thanos, whenever he went to that one planet, I forgot what it was called, he had them build like a gauntlet.
Because I've heard that argument as well.
Because because they state that not anything can just hold the stones. It has to be something made out of like powerful material.
I get that argument. Well, it's not that it has to be. It just has to be like well crafted.
They state that it has to be.
This is my opinion of it. Is it Thor? Like the dwarves and stuff like that. They're like the best craftsmen in like the Asgardian and even the galaxy. They're rumored as a legend. But Tony Stark is Tony Stark. He's Iron Man. He can fucking build everything.
Well, that's what I just left it at. He probably picked up some points. That's what.
Well, he also studied it to make something that could possibly do that.
Yeah, so I mean, like, no, because I don't have a problem with it.
No, I'm just saying that in my he's one of the best engineers in the galaxy. Like he can do whatever he wants. it just do be like that.
Yeah, but no, like him in general is. I have absolutely no problem with how
he acts like Iron Man in this movie.
Yeah, and
he's a goof in the past in 2012.
We'll talk about that later. But he died. You know, like he can finally rest now. Oh, that's
which I took that in a really cynical way. I'm like, oh yeah, that's Disney telling Robert Downey Jr., we don't need you anymore. You can rest now.
Oh, Jesus, what the hell? Oh my God,
we don't need you. We have the universe. We'll be fine. I almost took that super cynically. Like,
yeah, that is Jesus, man. God damn.
Am I wrong?
I mean.
They killed him off, so they don't have to pay him so much money on each movie.
It just seems like a fitting send off. That's how I.
No, I know.
I literally.
It's a really weird thing to say in general. Like, oh, you can rest now.
No,
we're fine.
No,
yeah,
no, it's not really.
I'm not saying it took away from it. I'm just like, I just had a really cynical thought. Like,
yeah, that's like maybe look, because that can have a lot of meanings. I put that like as the fourth meaning. Like if you're going down the list of what it could mean.
It's just an immediate thought I have. Because character deaths in movies, it's really hard for them to actually affect me. I'm usually affected by like sentiment of something. So, for example, the Cap ending, got me way more emotional. Sure. Again, I didn't really cry during the movie, but like I choked up. Yeah. Like I was definitely sad whenever the I Am Iron Man thing came up because I knew what he was gonna say.
Yeah, yeah.
And
he said that a little slowly though. Yeah. Like it was kind of weird.
He was leading up to it. Because he's fucking dying.
Tony, are you okay?
I almost thought he was like, I'm Tony Stark, bitch, and then fucking snap him. But it's like, I Am Iron Man is way more of a wrap up of his, even if it's not per se in character, you know.
It is though.
I mean, it's just, it's just all right. That line only exists because it existed in the first Iron Man.
Oh my God.
Anyways, it's a good wrap up of his character. Robert Downey Jr.'s contract is over, so he's gone. His kid might show up. Happy Hogan might show up. Actually, Happy Hogan does show up in the next movie. It's really funny that he was shown in like the promotional materials, but he only shows up once at the very end.
Yeah.
But it's fitting that he was there at the funeral. And we both talked about it. It's like, who's that random white kid?
Yeah, and that's what apparently everybody also had that same like, because especially in the theater too. I remember people going like, "Who the fuck is that?"
And it was the kid from Iron Man 3.
Yeah, because I remember
all growing up because it's really. I mean, I guess it might have been even a different actor, which didn't help.
No, it was the same one. Because the thing is, you fact checked it. You looked it up. And it was the same guy.
I mean, like, I didn't see the picture from the movie, but the thing is, like, he's however old he is, plus 5 years.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, the timeline's fucked now. They're in like 2000. They're in 2024 now.
Okay, because we're to assume Infinity War took place in 2018, right?
Oh shit, yeah. So
then that means
2023.
Yeah. Holy shit. So you got characters from fucking 2014 living in 2023. All the characters
that are having movies in the future died, so they're all the same age as they are now. That's convenient, don't you think? Which now makes sense why all the characters with obvious sequels like Black Panther and Spider-Man got killed, is so they're the same age and don't have to really deal with the implications of being 5 years older in their own movie.
Yeah, that's fair.
I wonder how much it'll come up in Far From Home. That's a really big jump to make.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, last time I was dealing with going to prom and a guy stealing some technology. Hey, in this movie, I was fucking dead for 5 years and I came back the same age.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but so what else? There's who else? There's Paul Rudd. I really enjoyed him.
Did we finish on Tony?
Yeah, right? Else? No, I mean, that was it. Just a nice send-off.
Samuel L. Jackson shows up once at the very end of the movie.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have like a... Does he have any lines?
No, I don't think so.
Literally just shows up. They probably have him for like 5 minutes.
Like, hey. Like, hey, can you get on the side real quick?
We'll pay you $1 million. Come on. Oh, that's one thing I wanted to mention before we get off Robert Downey Jr. and Iron Man, because kind of wrapping his stuff up. So Robert Downey Jr. makes a ridiculous amount of money for every one of these movies. Mm-hmm. He apparently, from what I remember reading, Terrence Howard got paid more than him for the first Iron Man. Mm-hmm. By millions.
Yeah.
And his contract basically had him at $10 million for each movie. Mm-hmm. So he would show up for the Avengers movies and have his 3 Iron Man movies. That was the contract. Mm-hmm. But then they're like, we kind of need you for Civil War. Yeah. He got $40 million for Civil War and $15 million for his part in Homecoming.
Yeah.
Which is more than what Tom Holland got for being in Spider-Man.
Yeah. His own fucking movie.
I was just looking up wages in general. Apparently, Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans, they barely made like $300,000 a piece for only. I say only, but like comparatively to Robert Downey Jr.
Comparatively,
And eventually they started making more in the millions because Chris Hemsworth was pretty unknown.
No, yeah, he was.
Or Chris Evans had been in some stuff, but Chris Hemsworth was like a total unknown. And then he started being in stuff, and now he's probably making just as much as Robert Downey Jr. outside the contracts. Mm-hmm. My God, Robert Downey Jr. is so fucking rich.
Yeah.
Just off these movies. He also gets like a box office cut.
Yeah.
He got a bonus on Civil War because it beat Winter Soldier. That was part of his contract. Yeah. It was like a 10 million bonus or some shit ridiculous. Anyway, he's rich as fuck. He's fine. He's real life Tony Stark.
Yeah, pretty much.
He had a good send off, and yeah. Do you think he'll ever come back as like a hologram AI?
Yeah, probably. More than anything, just some hologram
I don't know if it'd fit.
I wouldn't, but I mean,
like maybe maybe in Spider-Man Far From Home, he'll have like a random video of him being with Tony Stark. Maybe, but for that they'd have to fork over so much money that I don't.
Yeah, no, I almost don't see them showing up. I think they're done with him.
Yeah, which is fine. They gave him a good enough ending. I think he had closure with his dad, which we didn't really talk about.
Yeah. That's right. Well, because that goes into the time travel stuff.
Yeah.
But
I think it was good.
Yeah, I love that.
I thought it was gonna be a lot shorter, but like they ended up having the whole conversation.
No, I mean, I was there for it, man.
I was down.
Yeah. Howard Potts.
Yeah,
what a legend. Anyway, so now Paul Rudd.
Oh, we're gonna talk about Paul Rudd instead of. Okay, fine. First things first. Paul Rudd's great. Second thing. His daughter looks way too old for being 5 years older.
No, I didn't think so. Well, actually,
she looks like a full-grown woman, and she's like a 5-year-old.
Okay,
she looks way too fucking old.
Okay, bro.
She's in a house. She's in a house by herself.
She looks 14.
She looks way too old for a 5-year time skip.
Okay, you trip it. Watch the movie again. That's when
I will.
You're definitely wrong about that one.
Okay, she only shows up for 2 scenes.
Yeah, no, she does not.
Also, why is she in the house by herself? Did her parents die?
Fucking grown woman.
I'm not saying she's a grown woman.
No, you say she looks like one.
I'm saying she looks a lot older.
She looks like a 14-year-old.
I don't know. She looks a lot older. Regardless.
Okay. Also,
that has super weird implications for whenever Ant-Man 3 rolls around, if that happens, which I hope it does. Because I want to see the Wasp and Ant-Man do more shit.
Honestly, I just think at this point they fit more just in an ensemble movie. Yeah, because honestly,
I like their moments in this movie.
Hey, get a new director. Okay, I'll say that.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
You dissing on the Russos?
No, I'm saying... Okay. But no, actually, I thought he had a lot of heart, man. I don't know. I felt it a lot. I thought he was really good.
He's always been like kind of like the heart that holds shit together.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like in Ant-Man and the Wasp, he was just a fucking idiot, and they kind of just walked off.
He's still kind of an idiot. Like Rocky Raccoon pets him on the head at one point.
Yeah, but it's, I don't know. There's something. It's the execution, you know.
He does get played a little too dumb for as smart a character as he really is.
I just see him as more funny, you know.
He's funny, but like he's also like he's some sort of degree in like electrical engineering. He's not an idiot.
Yeah,
but he is. His character acts like an idiot, but he's not an idiot.
In this movie, I don't think he did.
No, he acts a lot smarter because he's like, "Hey, do you guys want to fucking time travel?" And they're like,
"Yeah."
But he also says time heist, so it's like, which is in character and it's kind of funny. Which I did was like, why are they calling it a time heist? Because the way they described the time travel didn't really sound like it, but the way they actually end up stealing the stones from the past sounds like a time heist. But like, so I get why it's called that. What else about Paul Rudd? Did you like? I like the Wasp coming back.
Yeah, me too.
Pretty quick.
And then she also she calls Captain America Cap.
Yeah, and they smile about it, which is like a reference you'd only get if you watch Ant-Man and the Wasp. Yeah, I mean that means Ant-Man and the Wasp is essential for watching the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
All right. I mean, that's the thing about this movie. Pretty much all of it is like just fan service.
There's a lot of fan service and wrap up.
Almost all of it. Yeah, it's like, hey,
it's great.
Yeah, you know.
But yeah, I thought she was good for the part she was in.
Yeah, but other than that, Paul Rudd.
You can see Ant-Man and the Wasp do stuff. I'm excited for future Avengers shit where theoretically they'll actually do Ant-Man and the Wasp shit more.
Mm-hmm.
Because they've always been like an essential part of the Avengers for me, because they're always part of the team.
Yeah, to where he starts hitting her and abusing her.
Wrong Ant-Man.
Hold up.
We get to see the past Ant-Man that would have done that in the 70s.
That is. Anyways, we'll get to that later. But I mean,
we'll just wrap up the Ant-Man part. Like,
well, yeah, I was gonna get to the other.
What
other characters there to talk about?
Hank Pym.
No.
I thought his part was fine. It threw me off a little bit that it was like a totally different like style of Hank Pym, but I guess it's like a difference of like 20 years. Because he has like the mullet and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's the 70s.
And you caught the helmet, right?
Yeah.
The old Ant-Man helmet.
Yeah, I know.
Some people in the theater like laughed and people were like,
I thought that was cool, man. I was like,
it just like looks so shitty and it's like...
it looked super accurate and like shitty. Yeah, you saw it and you're like, God damn.
But so yeah, I'm glad that they went to Langley or whatever and they got to experience that whole part.
All right. So now, Cap.
Is there anyone... Hulk?
Oh,
let's talk about Hulk first.
Hulk, yeah, you're right.
Professor Hulk or whatever it's called.
Look, I'm cool with it.
I was cool with it too.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people complain about that too.
They say he's kind of a cocky asshole.
Well,
his New York accent's played up a lot more. I'll say that.
Yeah, no, and
it's a lot more of an accent for no reason.
No, I mean, it's he doesn't. He is also played for a joke a lot.
He dabs.
I don't know why people have so much.
I cringe a little bit, but I realize that it's in the context that Bruce Banner's a nerd, and
like that's something he thought
and like that phone cool. Part where like Ant-Man's like, "Hey, you guys want to take a picture of me?" and it's drawn out so awkwardly. Yeah, I fucking loved it. It just shows Bruce Banner is he basically didn't fuse himself with the Hulk, but he learned to keep his mind while turning into the Hulk.
Because they had said since they can't do a Hulk solo movie, the Russos intended for there to be kind of like a three movie arc.
I remember that being said. No, there's no arc. Bruce Banner does not have an arc besides he doesn't know how to control the Hulk. Oh, he's Hulk all the time. Oh, and now he's a mix of the two. Well, there's no arc there.
Okay, between him and the Hulk and their relationship together, yeah.
The Hulk died. The Hulk is dead. The Hulk's gone. Bruce Banner took over because the Hulk got scared of Thanos and didn't ever come back.
Well, I guess that's an arc, right? Yeah, he finally... Because look, the way I took it was he's at peace now. He seemed at peace. With like, hey, I finally managed to fuse these two together.
At the beginning of the movie, yes, he seems at peace with being the Hulk.
Wasn't he at the end too?
He's kind of fucked up.
What do you mean?
Natasha's dead.
Oh yeah,
his love interest. It could show a little bit, like they have a little bit of flirting, but it's pretty obvious. Like,
really, please forget about that.
Like, he's a big Hulk dick, and it just wouldn't really work out.
All right, then. Okay, that was not. We didn't need.
There should have been some sort of joke about that.
No, I was kind of glad there wasn't because I was waiting for it. I was just thinking like, oh, geez.
Dude, the hide the zucchini joke was one of the best ones in Age of Ultron.
No, that was inappropriate, and children were in the theater. I boycott the movie when it came out.
Anyway, we boycotted after hearing you just walked out of the theater.
Yeah,
after spending your money.
But I thought I mean that's really all there is.
At the end of the movie,
he was good.
He has a fucked up arm forever now, apparently, even though Hulk has a regeneration factor.
So wait, why do you say forever?
Because his arm is fucked up. He's still in a cast at the end of the movie.
Yeah, but that's not to assume it won't regenerate over time.
I assume that that's what it meant because the Hulk's regeneration is almost immediate usually. From the comic perspective, yeah.
Yeah, but okay.
They could go either way. They could go either way with that.
Okay, but also in the comics, he gets bigger the more mad he gets, and they didn't ever really like establish that either. What?
He said he gets bigger than
oh my god. Jesus Christ.
You do see a Hulk ass in the MCU. That was something I never expected. Yeah. That was in Ragnarok, by the way.
Yeah, that's about it with him.
Yeah, but, he dabs. Thor plays Fortnite. It's a whole lot of 2018 in this movie, despite it being in 2023.
Yeah, that's the thing because they were filmed back to back. So
this is also the first movie that. Also, apparently, Fortnite paid no money for that. That was just kind of like a.
Oh,
they were like, yeah, let's.
That's what
the Russos like Fortnite, so they just put it in the movie.
That's what I figured.
Usually you have to pay a shit ton, especially for a movie like this. They could have charged out the ass, and Fortnite would have paid it.
Who else is there to talk about?
Korg, the best character in the movie.
Oh, I was so glad he was still alive. Oh, he was great.
I wish I knew he was alive because they spoiled it. Because I don't know if I said it on the podcast, but I watched some of the clips that somebody had posted online.
No, you haven't. You didn't mention that.
In the podcast. So yeah, on Twitter, about a week before the movie came out, I saw some spoilers on Twitter because people were replying to actual Avengers posts, like from their Twitter account. And they just had clips of the videos, and they skipped around a lot. So I only saw certain things. So I saw like a ray shoot at Thanos during the final fight, which ended up being like the Trinity fight. Didn't really take anything out of it. I saw Thor putting on the Infinity Gauntlet.
Thor?
Or I saw Hulk putting it on.
Oh, okay.
Like I saw the glove like getting big around his hand. I was like, fuck, no.
Okay, yeah.
So I knew that was going to happen. Doesn't really spoil it because the way that it ended up happening makes sense. Because the whole debate of like, who's going to put it on lasts like a few seconds. And then I also saw like Korg on a couch and then like Thor's really shitty beard.
Oh, you saw that?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I saw like Tony carrying a cable. So it was just, I think, the moment where he was there. Because I think it skipped around a lot.
Yeah.
With the way they cut it up, I guess, to try to spoil as much as possible.
Jesus, man.
But also,
such a fucking asshole.
For the promotion for this movie, they made a bunch of hashtags with like characters. And if you put their name, it shows the characters, like little chibi version. Mm-hmm. And Korg was one of those. So you know he's alive.
Oh, okay. No, I hadn't
also,
seen
they don't really go through any effort to explain how they survived in this movie.
What do you mean?
Like, we all know how they did. They killed half. But they don't say, oh yeah, after Thanos killed half of us, we got here to Earth.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just assume
it's all implied. Like
Valkyrie took them down there, and that's it. Yeah, because they escaped on the ship. That was said, and so you just assume they came down to Earth. That's it. It's really not that hard of a.
Anyway, the new Asgard part was cool. Seeing Thor in the back of a truck, good comedy relief.
Thor. Or the Hulk?
Hulk. I don't know why I keep saying that. Their names are similar, I guess.
No, not really.
It's 4 letters. 4 letters, 1 syllable.
No, not really.
Anyway. Yeah.
So what? Who's next? Steve?
You really want to talk about Steve?
No, I'm
trying to push it back as much as possible.
I can't remember who else.
We talked about Thanos. Then we talked about most of the
Natasha?
Talked about all the original Avengers. We talked about their arc.
Yeah.
She's basically like the overseer of all the Avengers shit throughout the galaxy.
And Rhodey, he doesn't really...
He didn't do much. Yeah, he's Rhodey. He's cool.
Nebula's arc.
Nebula's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Her having to deal with her past self. Pretty neat. Lets you actually like compare directly like the different characters that she's become.
Yeah.
Because ultimately she was super one-dimensional originally. So it was kind of fun that she basically gets to kill herself. Which again kind of is interesting.
I thought that would like she would start disappearing or something, but
but I think that was, thinking about it now, I guess that was kind of the point where you're supposed to be like, the timeline's separate, because also the actual ending with Thanos, like what happens to him and his crew, also wouldn't make sense because the whole events wouldn't have happened if they died. So
sure.
So I think that was explained with the Ancient One. Mm-hmm. It's a cool tie-in. Cool to see her back.
Oh yeah,
during the fight of New York of all times. She's slicing up aliens, which is like
that's so cool.
The way they explain time travel is if you take like a stone out, which technically could apply to if you take Thanos out of the timeline, a different timeline starts off, and you can always go back to your original one. So the true timeline, which is the one they're on, the one where Thanos won originally, they always go back to that. But now there's a fucked up timeline somewhere else.
So I guess they just kind of
so that's kind of the excuse for Loki went away as a joke. Loki used the Tesseract and left. Thanos leaving, getting killed, and then the timeline still happens ultimately. So that it basically, whenever they enter the past, I think it creates a separate timeline.
Yeah,
but also, if you think about it, that doesn't make sense of how you put them back. The whole putting them back part is really weird.
Why? Because you put them back and then everything's restored again.
But when do you put them back? Do you put them back after you took them? Or do you put them back before you took them?
Before you took them.
Yes.
That's it.
So there's just 2 stones? There's 10 stones theoretically at the timeline?
No, it's just... No, because they had removed the stone, so it's not there anymore.
If you put it back, and you go back, and that's an alternate timeline where they took them originally.
Okay, that means so you bring it back and put it back like a second after they took it. Boom, there.
But that means that Loki's gone now. Even if you put the Tesseract back, where's Loki?
Well,
it's so
okay. Yeah, that one's a little okay. That one's a little. I don't know about that one, but look, it's fine. It's fine.
Shut your brain off. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. This one really is kind of like don't think about it too much.
And that sucks. And you can explain it, but then that makes other things weird. Look,
I don't know. I have to watch it again before I kind of make a full verdict on that. That's why I'm kind of hesitant to talk about it because, like,
from my initial impression, the time travel is gonna have a few they fuck up every timeline ultimately.
Yeah,
with the way they leave them. So I don't know. So in theory, they put the stone back. I think they discussed putting it back right after they took it out, or as they take it out. But it's just like the timeline's a little different now. Still. Even on the main timeline. Or it's basically just to save those alternate timelines, theoretically.
Yeah.
But it's like...
Well, no, because now Loki never left it. They put it back.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like...
Yeah, so...
Well, I guess if you put it... Okay, say he puts it back in the 70s, he still gets away in 2012.
Look, anyways.
Yeah. But he's in a jail cell in 2013 still.
Look,
the time travel is confusing and not quite right. And I get that time travel is always going to be slightly wrong. Because it really... Yeah. They basically make up their own version of time travel, kind of.
Yeah.
So it's not Back to the Future time travel. It's not Terminator time travel. Terminator time travel is everything happens exactly how it happens, no matter what happens. So he goes back to save... He sends somebody back to save his mom, who ends up fucking his mom, and then they make him. That ends up being his dad. That's Terminator time travel. Everything happens no matter how much you want to stop it. Back to the Future time travel is you can absolutely fuck stuff up in the past, and now a new timeline starts. So it's more like Back to the Future.
I just want to refrain from talking about it because again, I've only seen it once.
I know,
so I can't because I remember them stating a couple things that, and also so.
No, they excuse it away with the way that's what the Hulk and an Ancient One conversation was supposed to be. It was explaining how time travel worked in the universe.
Yeah. So
I get it. I shouldn't overthink it. But
wow.
But ultimately,
what?
I don't know. It just changes. It changes the past.
Okay. Look, we'll get back to this. We'll see it again, and we'll make a mini episode.
Probably not.
Yeah,
just watch it for
honestly. We should probably comment on it. But aside from that, who else do we need to talk about before we get to Cap?
The most important character in the movie, Howard the Duck.
Oh my god!
Right. His cameo, I didn't recognize him as being there.
That was pretty cool, though.
I didn't see him in the movie. You sent me a screenshot.
Technically, he's an Avenger.
Yeah, just being there doesn't make you an Avenger.
Because he says Avengers Assemble, so he's technically an Avenger.
You consider everyone at that battle an Avenger?
I mean, look. No, but still, for the sake of this bit, yeah.
I didn't know the Ravagers were in this at all. I didn't recognize them.
That's what I'm saying. There. See, there's stuff you miss.
Because they have a million portals that open up all at once. And you have to be like, oh.
Okay, yeah. So maybe you missed something about the time travel that...
I doubt that.
At this point, you're being pessimistic on purpose.
No, you're being... Okay, that's the sign of a great movie, is when there's things to nitpick. Because if the time travel is the worst part of the movie, it's not that bad. Just like the little, wait a second... Wait a seconds are a little bit worse than wait.
Yeah.
Because wait a seconds are wait a second, that doesn't seem quite right. It's wait, why didn't they just... Yeah, that's more of a nitpick. Mm-hmm. So it's still kind of a nitpick, but it's a slightly elevated nitpick in this movie. It doesn't drag the movie down too much. There are other things that drag the movie down, like the pacing and the Thanos. And also the fact that I think Infinity War is just a better movie overall.
Okay. No, I mean...
Anyway... Let's talk about...
I mean, you're wrong, but...
Let's talk about America's ass. Captain America himself. Yeah.
What a fucking.
It's a good arc.
What a.
I don't know if it's an arc, but it's a good Captain America storyline.
Just what a fucking hero, man. What a fucking like. God damn. What a man. What a man. Like. I just.
Where are you going with this?
I don't know, man, but he was just. You could really feel the emotion, like. In the beginning of like
great acting,
having loss, you know.
God damn, it's just so good to see Chris Evans acting.
Yeah, his dialogue,
being a bigger part again.
Yeah, his dialogue was great,
and I like that he shaved to symbolize that he's back to being Cap again.
Yeah, and I mean, even
the Nomad arc was really just an Infinity War thing that really goes nowhere.
Well, they never even explicitly really call him Nomad.
Well, they also don't call
Ronin.
They also don't call him Ronin because it'd be confusing.
Yeah, I didn't realize that because Ronin.
Yeah.
But
because they say Ronin in the movie, but it's in reference to the other Ronin, so that could have been super confusing. So I'm glad they didn't. It's just Hawkeye, but violent.
I mean, mainly, I guess the only. So there's a part where he gets the hammer.
Yeah, skipping ahead a lot, but yes.
Well, because
there's a reveal with the hammer. As soon as he hit it and Thor was like not doing anything, I was like, "Oh, it's Cap, isn't it? It's Cap, isn't it? It's Cap, isn't it?" And then it fucking goes back to him like,
oh my god, dude, that was literally like
everyone clapped,
dude. My theater, some people stood up, everybody fucking cheered and like yelled.
It's such a comic book thing.
Oh my god, but it was like, yes, it was,
and that adds the value because if you were just somebody watching, it'd be cool. It'd be a cool moment.
Yeah.
But knowing that that's something that happens in the like the Infinity War storyline,
dude, like I fucking nutted pretty much, dude. I was like, I was literally nutting.
It is something I definitely did not expect to be in the movie.
Yeah, no, but I just look at that point. Look, we were to make predictions, which is why I actually kind of didn't want to, because I knew that if I start predicting it, I could kind of probably make up enough to where I'm like, okay, I can see where this is going, you know. So I wanted to go in super fresh. Like I avoided all conversations about theories about what's gonna happen and stuff, because. Like, for example, that double
towards the end game, towards the final bits, you know.
Yeah, and so then, like, you know, because if I stopped and think about it, I probably would have predicted like, yeah, he's gonna hold a hammer. So I'm glad I didn't even think about it.
There's so many cool moments with that too, where like they accidentally trade, and there's like, here, you have the little one, and they trade it again.
Fuck, man, it was so good. Like as soon as he gets it, and then he starts fucking going ham with it. He starts like fucking, you know, just doing shit with his shield too, and
like when his shield gets broken by Thanos, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah,
like you start seeing it, the sword cut into it, and then you start seeing him chip off pieces.
Yeah.
And then like all the army comes out, and it's like, oh. And I knew we were going to get some sort of cool shot of him like walking towards the fleet and stuff like that. The on your left part came out of nowhere. I was like,
I don't remember that.
What?
Yeah, I don't remember that.
What do you mean?
On your left. I don't remember that line.
It's from Winter Soldier.
No, I know, but I'm saying that it was said.
He starts, whenever he hears Sam, it's like, Sam? He's like, yeah, on your left. And then the portal started opening up.
I didn't hear that.
But yeah, that was a good callback. It's pretty neat. But
well, the reason I skipped to that is because
wasn't expecting
most of Cap's like character stuff is just kind of being sad and like being focused to like,
and like the fact that he was going to fight them, he fucking tightens up his shield, which is a shot in the trailer, and it's him fucking going to fight by himself. Tony Stark, I guess, just got fucking knocked out during the Trinity battle because then it was just Thor and then Captain America. You're right. He was out pretty early.
Yeah.
Which I guess was because he already fought Thanos in the other movie, so it'd be kind of redundant to show him doing it again.
Oh, that's true.
Oh well.
But no, that whole scene was badass. I mean, really, the only thing to talk about is just kind of the ending, because the ending is kind of the more.
Well, I want to. The ending, or like
no, the ending of his ending. What else do you have to say about it?
I want to talk about the Avengers assemble part.
Huh?
The assembling.
Oh, but I don't know. I think at that point we're just talking about the movie. Like that section.
Okay, we'll talk about Captain America's ending. I called it. I knew something very similar to that was going to happen, especially when he was the one going back.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to happen because they included way too much Peggy Carter for it not to happen. When it was in 2012, he saw the locket.
Yeah.
It was really funny how he knocked out his other self by saying, Bucky's alive. And then it was like, what? And then he fucking knocks him out. That was clever. And also like the elevator part too. I know we're getting time travel, but like it's so fucking clever. You see him learn as a character like Hail Hydra and like kind of him learning to lie a little bit.
Well,
which I guess was kind of the arc. It's like, oh, he knows how to lie. Okay.
I don't know about that.
Well, he knows how to lie, but like
a whole arc just to learn how to fucking lie.
Well, it's him growing as a person, I guess, because he could have just beat the shit out of them in the elevator, but instead he like.
I had a feeling he was just like, I'm too tired for this shit. I don't have enough time for this right now.
Yeah, a little bit.
But that Avengers Assemble part was pretty great. Oh my god, I was nutting during that whole entire sequence, man.
I didn't expect it, I guess, and
why not?
Maybe that's just me.
Yeah, because like I
wasn't paying attention. I was not expecting an army on army battle.
Oh, okay.
No, I thought it was gonna be like, okay, they're at the end. Like before I watched the movie, I was like, okay, they're gonna fight Thanos again, and then all of them are gonna fight Thanos at once. Like they're gonna bring everyone back all at once. They're all gonna be in the same place from getting dusted. Hey, let's fucking kill Thanos, and they all fucking kick him to death. And then, But in this movie, they bring out the army, and then there's like, oh, on your left, and there's like, oh, the Wakanda, and then Black Panther comes out. Because people cheered a little bit when the portal opened, as like Black Panther came out, and then everyone kind of stopped cheering. Because it was just Black Panther, Okoye, and then like, and then Shuri. And that was it. He didn't really say anything.
He just walked out slowly. Hey,
what's up? It was super slow. It was super slow. It was a little awkward.
Hey, what's up?
And then he didn't say anything, and then the other portals open up, and he flies through, and that was a cool shot. I don't know what your theater was. Was your theater like going crazy whenever Black Panther walked out?
Yeah, literally like the whole time, because he did go slowly, but yeah, they were still cheering. Yeah,
but it was just like kind of awkward.
It was slow. It was slow. He was kind of like taking his time. You're like, hey, bro, you want to hurry up? Or
I guess that's probably why it was slow. Is they were expecting cheers in the theater.
Yeah, which I mean,
kind of like how sitcoms expect laughter and have some pauses. And then like the Wakanda team comes out. That's pretty cool. And then everyone comes out, and you see a million different fucking portals open up, and it's like, oh. And then Wasp comes out of one of them. And it's like, oh, I don't know how they knew about Wasp existing, but okay.
What do you mean?
Who would have known to get Wasp?
Magic, dude. Look.
No, I know. I'm just.
Oh my god.
I'm just nitpicking.
Yeah.
And I'm happy she's there. I wanted her to be a fucking Avenger since she was in the movies. Mm-hmm. Because I think Wasp could be a cool part of the movie because she's so fucking competent compared to Paul Rudd. And just seeing everyone come back.
No, and then he says a line. He gets the hammer, and then he says, "Avengers," and he says slowly, and then he's like, "Assemble," and he says it angry as fuck.
He says it angry, but he also says it super low. I wish he'd yelled it.
Oh nah. I like the way he said it.
It's a battle.
Avengers.
I want to see him fucking be like, Avengers assemble, and then fucking run. Because like, how did they all hear him? He just whispered
they probably did. Okay, they have comms. Okay, something. I don't know.
Avengers assemble.
Okay, it wasn't that. Look,
it wasn't that meek. I know, but
yeah. And then probably everyone around him heard. Everyone with comms heard, and then when they started running, everybody else that didn't hear was like, okay, I guess we're going. And
I just wish he'd yelled it.
Nah, I think
that makes the movie not a 10 out of 10 for me. Just him not yelling it. But yeah, people clapped at that for sure.
No, dude, my theater, we were all nutting. We were literally, the whole theater might as well have been covered in jizz. Like we were straight up like that whole ending.
Everyone's part was so cool to see characters who hadn't previously gotten to be Avengers, like Wasp and Valkyrie and stuff like that. Be Avengers.
As soon as I saw the army come out for Thanos, I was like, okay, we're gonna get another army on army kind of thing. You know, like it's gonna be one of these things.
But you've never seen it in the MCU. There's never been army on army.
What do you mean?
When has there ever been a fucking army on army battle?
Okay,
it's always
Infinity War.
Person. Oh
yeah,
I guess. Okay, you're right. I'll retract that.
Yeah, and so
I mean like a regular movie, I guess. But also, this is. I mean, it's kind of a step up.
Yeah, it is a step up.
There's too many characters they can't focus on them as much.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I at first I was like, this again. But then I don't know. It's
so different.
They found a way to make it work.
I can compare it
with everybody else being in there, like all the heroes
tossing the gauntlet.
Oh, so good, man.
He's like
so fucking good.
Where he says, "Clint, give it to me." I thought for a second he was going to say, "Oh, you remember my name."
Yeah.
Because that was the whole thing. He's like, I don't care.
No.
There's so many little bits that could have been added in that would just be like little bit more fan service. Oh my! It's a little bit more fan service.
Okay, but it was already fan service enough. But like with all the things, like with that, that's already implied. Like
that's a reward. Like the on the left line, that's a reward for people who have stuck through since Winter Soldier. Yeah. But I don't care. Like my name's Clint. What's up? I don't care.
Yeah. So I assume that was the callback in itself, that he knew his name, that he was like Clint. Hand me the gun. They could.
I guess.
And no, because that's one of those things where if Clint was like, "Oh, you remember my name?" You know, it would have been one of those like played for a laugh, played for a laugh, and then
maybe. No, it's probably in the writer room somewhere. I bet.
Yeah, it definitely was.
But yeah, and then he takes it, and then he ends up getting overwhelmed, passes it to Spider-Man.
Yeah, and then are we even talking about Cap anymore?
God, I'm sorry.
There's a lot.
I'm just thinking about it. Okay, Captain America, he wins the final battle. He did it. He punches Thanos stiff right in the dick. Does he actually say bye to Steve? Like, is he next to him? Or is it just Spider-Man and Pepper?
Oh, no, I don't think he does.
Dang.
Huh. Yeah, it's weird.
I remember there being 3 people, so maybe it was him.
No, there was.
I know it was Spider-Man and Pepper for sure.
Yeah,
and Pepper just kind of like awkwardly pushes him off Tony.
Yeah.
Which is like fair. It's like, hey, I'm his wife. Just
stop. Like him is fine.
He calls him Tony for the first time. Whenever he's dying, that's back to Tony. Anyway, so Captain America, his ending. We're talking about how his ending was.
I cried at the end, man. When he was
dancing, or like when he went back and he saw the old man.
He had his.
Did you know what happened? Like as soon as like he was trying to press it in, it wouldn't work.
I was.
What part? What took? How long did it take you to figure out? Like, oh yeah, he went back and stayed.
I was in the mindset of just watching as it goes, so I didn't even think anything. For the majority of this movie, I kept my mind blank because I didn't want to predict anything. Mm. So like when that came, I was just going through with it.
Well, the thing is, it's kind of hinted at, but like you could also, it's the amount of times they showed Peggy, because they showed her locket, they showed her in the past.
I mean, I knew something.
Also, he was like creepily close in the window whenever he looked at Peggy. They were like a little too close for her to not notice him.
Okay, no, that's true. That's true. I was like, hey, man, look up.
Like, I wish he had like looked up and then he had to run away or something like that. That would have been kind of cool.
But still, I don't know. That happens all the time in movies too. So,
anyway, overall.
He finally got his last dance.
He did get the last dance, but he turned into an old man first. Well, technically after that, but so he's on the platform. Bucky says to him, "I'll miss you," and that's when I was like, "Okay, that's definitely gonna happen." Bucky knew. Bucky knew he was gonna do it.
Yeah. Here's what a lot of people are saying about that, like that it's selfish for him to have done that, because pretty much what he did. Because Peggy ended up working, and getting S.H.I.E.L.D. founded. She got married, had kids. So they're saying,
maybe it was Captain America
in the original timeline.
It could have been.
How could it have been? How could it have been Captain America in the original timeline?
Did you ever see her husband?
Okay, no, but are you being for real?
It's
in the original timeline before any changes.
I know.
It would have been him.
She gets to somebody else, and she's like, "Oh, I owe."
Yeah,
like. He was somebody that Captain America saved.
Yeah.
I think you could retcon that to be that.
Okay.
They don't show Captain America. Think about it.
Okay, no.
He lived a full life with her.
Okay, now, but that's now that after the change has been made. Not in the original timeline.
Well, now he's the husband regardless.
Well, so pretty much, so that's what the people are saying. Like, so he kind of just went in her life, fucked it up,
Well, because she only got married because he was dead. So,
well, yeah, that's what that's how I defend it, at least. But they're saying like, so pretty much what he did was, just kind of go with Peggy and kind of in a sense like just kind of intrude on her
and then
other life,
and then he kind of just watched everything happen for the next 70 years.
Yeah, it's right.
Or whenever he came into the past. I mean,
because honestly, I haven't even thought it through.
He's a super soldier, so he can kind of live whenever he wants.
I haven't really thought it through how all of that worked, because people also said like that implies that he kind of left Bucky just in like.
Well, yeah, he can fuck up the timeline that badly, but he can go fuck.
No, so pretty much he left Bucky.
That was cute. That was cute how he got married and stuff like that.
Yeah, but he left Bucky to be like tortured for the rest of his life.
Not for the rest of his life, because he ended up being saved eventually.
By who?
Himself in the future. 2014. 2016, technically. Whatever.
Okay. All right. Well, anyways, so
yes, he had to watch the events happen, but he finally got to stop being Captain America and live a normal life, which is kind of what he said, like, which calls back to Tony's line, like, hey, you should try getting a life.
Yeah.
Really dickish on Tony's end.
Nah, it is.
But it's like,
hey, look, I was fine with it. I was cool with it. I cried.
It was a good ending for Cap.
Yeah, he got
because you couldn't kill two of the main heroes.
No.
Well, it did kill two main heroes, but
yeah, but at that point,
and then retired the other one, literally, because everyone's like, oh yeah, Captain America's gonna retire. They didn't realize how literal it was.
Yeah, really though. He's just like, here's a shield. Here's a shield. That makeup was really good too.
Was it all makeup? I couldn't tell.
Me either. But that's how good it was.
He gives the shield to Falcon.
Yeah.
Which is something that they almost directly said that they probably weren't going to do. They said they were probably going to do Bucky first, if anything.
Well, here's the thing.
And they give it to Sam.
Someone said...
Which is the more recent... Also, in Marvel Comics, the Falcon is Captain America. Also,
someone said that you'd think at this point, Bucky's probably tired of war, too.
Yeah, I guess.
So it's like...
that's why he's like nods. And
he probably just wants to chill. Like, look, man, I don't have time for this shit anymore. Yeah. So... But
it's also like, Winter Soldier is a super soldier. Or Falcon.
Yeah.
He's just kind of a guy.
Okay, look, I'm not gonna lie.
He's kind of a guy.
I would have preferred I gone to Bucky, but I mean, I get it. I don't think that, like, let's say they make another Captain America. I don't think it's really gonna.
I think they can make it good.
You think so?
I think it would be good because him and Bucky are supposed to have a series.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
So I wonder if that's
by himself. Yeah,
it's hard to say. With the right director and writer, anything is possible. Because he was a pretty good character in like the beginning appearances and
the Falcon.
Yeah, since Winter Soldier, his introduction, he hasn't had much character development since then.
I've just always thought
he's always been kind of his sidekick.
The Falcon, yeah, he's always there. That's it. That's all I consider him.
I like the Falcon, yeah. So he's Captain America now, and I'm wondering if that's going to. I don't know if that's going to be like a conflict of the series. It's like Bucky would be like, Steve wouldn't do that. Like, it'd be like, and that's like the conflict is like, maybe Steve made a mistake giving you that shield.
Oh shit!
I guarantee that fucking line's going to be in that show. It's going to be like a buddy cop show apparently.
Yeah.
Which is like,
well, if that line was in the show, it'd be played as a joke. I think.
I don't think so.
Not as a serious thing.
I absolutely think it'd be played for serious.
Okay, I'm betting my whole paycheck.
So there's a Disney Plus series. It's going to have Captain Falcon.
God damn.
And Bucky, Winter Soldier, or White Wolf, whatever he's called now. Is White Wolf a villain? That's what I thought I read somewhere.
Yeah, it is.
Is that Bucky Barnes or
no?
Is it
no, he just took that name
because he's white. So regardless, they're gonna have their own adventures. Loki has a show. Wanda has a show. I feel like her revenge wasn't as cool as like her lines were. Like she just kind of lifted some rocks and threw them at him, but like, and then she started lifting up and it's like, okay, that's better. Yeah. She started doing more. I
thought it was cool. And then he's like, I don't even know you.
That was like, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, just like when you think about it, like, damn, you're about to punish this guy for something he hasn't done yet. Civil War 2.
I don't know if they'll ever do Civil War 2.
The plot of that comic. That's what it is.
Civil War 2, it's Captain Marvel versus Iron Man.
Yeah, pretty much what it is that there's an Inhuman that can see the future, pretty much. So she's like, hey, we should stop this shit before it happens. And Tony's the one that's like, hey, that's not really fair. We can't, like,
punish people before the crime.
Yeah. And
that's an interesting storyline down the road.
That's that whole conflict.
They have about another 10 years to build shit up again, so... Apparently after Far From Home, they're going to take like a year break, I think, is from what I understand.
No.
Okay, what's after Far From Home?
No.
They're taking a break.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I know Shang-Chi's in development, but they don't have a date for it yet. So they're taking a little bit off, which is great. That's good. I wish the break was after Endgame, and I wish Spider-Man was still a Phase 4 movie. But I feel like there's probably something in there that's like a reason why. I think the realistic reason is because Sony was like, "Hey, I want this movie to come out."
Yeah, that's really it. They didn't want it to come out this year. Marvel wanted it to come out next year,
which is because they don't.
Yeah.
You need some break after that.
Yeah. But
this is like Infinity War. Like, really, Ant-Man and the Wasp is the movie you want me to go see right after that? That's like that plus like times 10.
Well, I don't know, because with that, I thought it's a nice break from the bleak depression after.
Yeah, but it could be a literal break of like, hey, hold off on the movies for a little bit. I know it's Disney, Marvel, and they're gonna want to make the money forever.
Yeah,
they're making so much money on this movie. But I'm glad that hopefully there will be at least like a year break, which is good in my opinion. I think
I agree.
If they want to stop the fatigue from happening and continue to make the movies, they have to take at least a little bit of a break. Because if they keep going, people are going to burn out. That's just going to happen.
Yeah, that's true.
Because like your heavy hitters are gone, you got to regroup and kind of figure out what the fuck you're doing. Because I guarantee Kevin Feige has not made a plan through Phase 6.
Yeah, he has.
I don't think so.
You know, at one point they said they have this shit mapped out till 2030, and they have contingency plans for like anything that could happen. That's why they said the X-Men wouldn't be introduced until like way after, because he already had it mapped out to Phase 6. He said he has he has it mapped out all the way to Phase 6, and it doesn't include the X-Men.
They'll find a way. They're not going to wait 10 years to put them in again.
I don't know about 10 years, but if
they want to get people in the theater, I guarantee you one of the Avengers might be Avengers versus X-Men, which is a recent storyline in the comics that they did.
Recent?
It's relatively recent, yeah.
I don't know about
it was Avengers
that.
versus X-Men. God damn it. I'm going to sue you this.
No, she's not going to know.
When did X-Men versus Avengers come out?
Which one?
See, told you.
When did the comic for Avengers versus X-Men come out?
X-Men was released July 14th, 2000.
Pulled up the first Avengers movie, or the first X-Men movie.
I told you, he's not going to know.
Okay, well, anyway, so that's a relatively recent storyline that they did in the comics, and then they did like Civil War 2 or whatever.
No, I'm fairly positive that was like from 2000 when the Ultimates came out.
I think it's later than that. I think it's at least a 2010s storyline. The term recent has lost a lot of meaning because now I'm just getting older and like the 90s is nostalgic. It's just kind of weird. When is it?
I guess you're right.
When?
2012.
You want to talk in your mic and say it to the audience?
2012.
I would just like to thank the audience, the Academy.
Fake.
So yeah, that was a more recent storyline, and I think that'd be a kind of neat way to make them more be like, hey, here's all the fucking X-Men fighting them. So I think they'll have like one X-Men movie and then have them be an Avengers movie. That's what they got to do. They have to make it more of a, okay, you get a trilogy, you get one go this phase, another next phase, another next phase. Probably won't even start till like Phase 5 if they don't have shit mapped out for that.
Yeah,
for
but
like Phase 4.
I don't think the phases are going to even last that long anymore.
Yeah, they will. It depends if they go which style they go by. Phase 3 is ultra long. Phase 3 is 10 or 12 movies now. I don't remember. It's 10. It's 10, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
When they started coming out. It's 11 with Far From Home, because the other phases were 6 apiece. I hope they go back to that kind of. It's a little hard to though.
Well, no, also, sure, exactly. You know, they make it more scarce.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just gonna be interesting with the Avengers from now on, because it's like Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Captain Marvel, Shang-Chi, Ant-Man,
Black Panther
as well.
Yeah, that's
very
cool.
hodgepodge team.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like they want to say in universe that like the Avengers was like a hodgepodge team, but like the new Avengers, if that's what they probably call the movie, because that's an actual comic name, it's literally a hodgepodge of like who's alive and who still has their contracts going.
Yeah.
So Tom Holland's contract was for 8 movies, right?
Yeah.
So that means
I don't know if that includes like Infinity War and all that stuff.
I almost guarantee it does. Yeah, because their contracts, because like Tony Stark or Robert Downey Jr.'s contract included that, and he was locked at the pay rate no matter what happened. Locked at 10 mil no matter what happened, and then he got way more for a cameo. So, if we're going by each movie appearance Spider-Man has had, Civil War, Homecoming, Infinity War,
Endgame.
So he's got 4 left.
Oh, okay. Well, which I guess makes sense.
Which then Far From Home is 5.
Mm-hmm.
And
but
then they might set him on again.
They probably extend it.
Yeah, but then Tom Holland has the opportunity to be like, "Hey, I'm fucking Spider-Man. Give me that cashish."
Yeah. Which I'm sure they'd roll over if they're doing well.
Yeah, probably.
So
he definitely doesn't cost as much as Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, exactly. So
I wonder how much. I wonder if for like even like the little cameos of like Michael Douglas, for example, just an A-list actor just doing a cameo like at the very like in the middle and at the very end.
Yeah,
I wonder how much they got paid. Probably like at least $1 million, or like in the hundreds of thousands at least. It's just like, damn, they cut a lot of paychecks for this movie.
No, honestly, yeah. Although as far as the movie goes, I guess are we done? Should we talk about the time travel stuff more? Like the 2012?
I think we covered the time travel stuff, like our complaints about it, and it may make sense. Second time around, it may just continue to be a like, it's a fun Avengers movie. Just deal with it.
Yeah, the set pieces at least, I had a lot of enjoyment with that.
Oh yeah,
I'm all, like especially
the time travel. Yeah, there's some time travel stuff because like
like when they
show after they beat Loki.
Yeah,
like,
which I thought that was really cool, man. Like I thought
like okay, enough posing around. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah. I thought that was.
And then it's like Robert Redford, like the Shield director, is like, okay, he's gonna try to fucking fight the Avengers over the case, and presumably took it the first time.
Yeah, I know. Like, okay, you sure you want to do this? Oh, that reminds me too. All the cameos. I thought all the cameos were like really well done.
Yeah, it's cool.
Except Stan Lee's.
Yeah, Stan Lee's cameos were kind of lame.
Yeah, it was kind of like a throwaway. And this is supposed to be his
It
last
was probably
one.
just the one that they had written in for him before he died, and then after that, there's nothing you can do. If you hadn't spanned it, that wouldn't be disrespectful. I said this theory. Got mixed reactions on it. I wish the Stan Lee cameo had been older Captain America.
Nah. I don't know.
You see him on the bench, he's like, Cap, and he's like, yeah.
No.
He's like, yeah, Excelsior, dude.
No, I don't think that would have worked.
I think.
I'm gonna be real with you.
I think.
Nah. They'd have been like, get out of here, old man. You old fucking geezer.
How many times do we have to tell you, old man?
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
It's a SpongeBob reference for the younger ones in the audience. Yeah. I think they did the time travel. They went back to Thor 2 of all places.
Yeah, but
I think is funny.
Now that I think about it, it's like that. Yeah, that is the one that established
the Aether. Yeah,
the Ether, and that
it's really funny that there was the whole bit about Thor like being like it's a liquid. I don't know why we're considering it a stone, but whatever. We should reclassify that.
Yeah, no, and then also, I mean, the way he describes it, I think. Because he's like dark elves, scary.
It's totally fucking making fun of.
Yeah, I think that's a reference to like, that movie. We don't like to talk about it, but it's also the first movie that referenced all the stones as Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
So I guess they had to.
Yeah, they do at the very end.
No.
Yeah.
You're wrong, Keaton.
Oh.
But
darn.
What else? The 70s stuff. Yeah, that was all really good.
Good fan service.
I guess that's it, honestly.
Wow.
Yeah, we're done.
10 years. 11 years.
Hey.
11 years.
It was everything I could have wanted. Sure, some small nitpicks here and there, but look, what movie isn't going to have that stuff?
We've done how many episodes of the podcast now?
I have no idea.
We did all of phase 2 and then a phase 3.
I give this a 12 out of 10.
Shut up. Anyway.
I'm not even fucking with you. I give this a 12 out of 10. That's my legitimate rating.
Okay, but it's a 10. Because 10 is the cap.
No, it's this is it. It's a 12 out of 10.
That's not how rating system
works. Yes, it's how you can sometimes get 120 points on a test grading. That's extra credit. As I'm giving it extra credit. I don't think it deserves that. Are you serious? Yeah, I mean, hey,
you're gonna be mad at my rating.
I'm guessing 8 out of 10.
I give it a 9.
Oh, yeah,
it's almost perfect.
No, I could see that.
But your rating's a 10. That's how rating systems work.
No, it's a 12.
It
I
rounds
enjoyed
out
it
to
that
a
much.
9.5 out of 10.
No, it rounds out to a 10 out of 10.
No,
That's what it rounds out
that's
to.
not even how that would work.
Okay, fine, 11. That's what it would round out to. No, 10.5 is what it would round out to.
Yeah, that's not how that works, kid. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 10.5 is what the official rating
I
is.
dare you to try to plug that into IMDb as your rating for the movie.
10 fucking years. No, 11 fucking years. I was there since I was 10. Now I'm 21. And I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, $1 billion corporation, for giving us this piece of fandom.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Thank you for consuming
why are you
most
so
of the media.
cynical? Why are you so... I don't understand.
No, I love this movie. I love the Marvel franchise. Initially I was really sad whenever Disney overtook it, because I was like, oh, this is really gonna suck now. But really, their money injection into Marvel and their kind of like overseering kind of helped this movie to even exist.
Isn't it crazy?
Because you know what? If Disney hadn't taken over, the Thanos from 2012 probably would have been the Thanos that we got in the future.
No, that was post Disney.
No, Avengers was done. Avengers was done whenever Avengers happened. Or whenever the takeover happened. Or it was already in production, they distributed it, something like that.
Okay, yeah, sure. Nah, I don't know. I think they still would have, because even they admitted in the beginning that wasn't their final look. They just needed something.
They should just let him be in his chair.
No.
Hindsight 2020.
Always.
You know what? They should have said, fuck Thanos. Let's get Galactus in here.
No, they
Stormcloud.
They couldn't even legally,
bring in the Fantastic Four.
They couldn't even legally do that.
And I'd much rather see a good Fantastic Four than X-Men. I'm gonna say
too.
that.
No, me too.
X-Men, too much hype around it. Definitely did not need 18 movies of it.
I think it's just because they didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
About
4 movies in.
It's like every director just kind of made up their own shit.
No, about 4 movies in, they just like, okay.
There's maybe 2 or 3 good movies in the entire X-Men franchise.
Okay, I don't know about that either. X-Men 1, X-Men 2. I mean, look, the first 2 X-Men, depending what you think.
We'll have to watch the original X-Men at some point.
Yeah, this is even related. You know, isn't it crazy how they went
We're done talking about the movie.
They went from being bankrupt in the 90s
to having to sell off all their big properties
to literally fucking.
Which is funny because they said like, oh, yeah, these are the ones who got. It's like you guys have the fucking Avengers, dude.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they were you know,
which is good because the Avengers used to not be a big deal.
The roster only like you know, yeah, you have your big characters like, you know, Spider-Man and Wolverine in there, like at some point after, but the original Avengers, I mean, they were still like B-list characters that, you know, nobody really cared about.
I always thought the Ant-Man movie was going to be cool. And the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. I was like, I have faith. At that point, I was like, they could do whatever the fuck. They could have a fucking tree and a raccoon running around in space, and I would be down for it.
Look what ended up. It was dumb. It was stupid. Movie. It was dumb. It was stupid.
I think everyone just thought it was going to be so bad, and that's why they were really happy with it. Yeah, we can. I mean, we're almost at the 2-hour mark. I mean, do you want to talk like anything else about the future we have to say about the Marvel franchise?
I don't know. I think we interjected a lot of it already.
Yeah.
That plus it's already long enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to edit this one actually.
Yeah, and I gotta pee. So.
Well,
you want me to edit it?
No.
Okay. Send it to me and I'll edit it, and we'll compare our versions.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Okay.
It's all going in.
All
right. So, hey everyone, some self promo. We're gonna do a podcast in the future, a movie podcast at that. Wow. We're still trying to decide the name. I think I had a good name that you liked. I don't want to say it though, until we make it a thing. But yeah.
Look forward to that at some point.
Yeah, that'll be kind of a mix of
2022
current stuff. No, not 2022. Guys,
like, hold up.
We're gonna hype you up for 3 years about this one a movie podcast with 2 guys. Have you ever heard of that?
And we'll do 1 episode, and that's it.
Yikes. We'll run a Kickstarter, get $1 million.
Well, then, hey guys, we don't know what happened, but you know.
we spent the $1 million in the production budget for the first episode. Sorry guys, we're out of money.
We spent all the production, but then there was a fire, and it all just, you know.
So yeah, a mix of current movies and then kind of book club style movie selections. I think it'll be interesting.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Anyways,
so check out the links in the description. Follow us on regular stuff. I'll probably end up putting a link to the future podcast in the description as well, so that even if you're on an audio platform or something like that, You can still follow up with us, I guess. Yeah. So thank you so much for the ratings on iTunes. There were more of those than I thought there would be for this little mini project. I'm really proud of how it came out. It's good exercise in editing and consistency. So hopefully next podcast, when we do it once a week, it won't have to be 3 times a week or whatever. And thank you, Eric, for being on the podcast.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Do you want to plug anything legitimately?
I gotta go.
Oh,
so I don't really have anything to plug yet. I'll probably work on some stuff at some point, some music stuff, but not yet. So I don't know. I'll plug that in later when I get it done.
In the other podcast.
Okay, yeah. You know what?
He makes music. I make YouTube videos sometimes. We have a YouTube cringe video that I haven't edited yet.
Please don't put that up. Please don't put that up.
You can expect all this original content.
No, please just delete it. It's not even. It's not even good. It's just bad. It's really just bad.
Hopefully more podcasts.
It's a cringe
regular
itself.
podcast. That's the ironic.
No,
the ironic
that's bad irony.
The joke is that the entire video is just zoomed in on your face reacting to everything.
God. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have to go pee. He'll handle the rest of the ending. This has been Air. You can catch me on Twitter at your boy Dickface. I might change my name. That's what it is right now. Dick is with 2 C's. And catch me on Instagram under the same name as well. Your boy Dickface. Might be your boy Sex. I'm not sure yet.
God damn, just go with your boy Orange Slice or something. Just rebrand.
We'll figure it out. I'll figure it out at some point. I have to go pee now. Thank you all for listening and joining. This has actually been pretty cool to do this, and it's been a fun experience. And
bye, y'all.
Yeah,
have a good time. Thanks for joining us.
Well, what about you? You never?
Oh shit! YouTube. You were watching this video. We dropped the mic, boys.
Bye.